Abs- oh, I'm done.
Yeah, but why did you forget it?
I didn't think it was important. I don't know.
What?
They've heard the song before.
Hello. Ooh. Hi, everybody. The board should be in just a minute. There's a full house, so I just wanted to ask if anybody was here this evening who plans on making a statement unrelated to the agenda or a recognition. No? Perfect. If you do plan to, I'm the district clerk. My name is Stephanie. I'm right at this corner over here. Either wave me down or come to the stairs, and you just have to check in with me. Thank you.
don't allow.
So,
So I'll send you that document. Yeah, no, I don't need it. And, did I take yours before?
I think you have.
Oh, you have?
Hi everyone, welcome. We're going to get started with our meeting tonight. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda? Megan, second Tom. Any questions?
Nope.
All in favor? 6-0. Okay, Mr. Poole, Superintendent's report.
Good evening, and thank you. I'm going to start my report off with a report on the high school and athletics from our student ex officio trustee, Ms. Alessi.
Congratulations to the cast and crew of the SWR student-run production of The Last Day of School for 3 amazing performances this past week. Special shout out to seniors Patrick Carrier, Natalie Casey, Taylor Franson, Nadia Grasso, Jake Hoey, Sarah Julian, Lena Leo, Madison McQuaid, Ryan O'Shaughnessy, Noah Paranello, Shade Shift, Gavin Trezza, who all took their final bows in these performances. Thank you, seniors, for... Thank you to our seniors for all the incredible contributions you've made to our theater program over the past 4 years. Good luck to all of our SWR students taking advanced placement exams, which will run for the next 2 weeks. And congratulations to SWR wrestlers Gavin Mangano, Chris Colon, Joe Stymel, who were all named All Long Island wrestlers. And lastly, a small personal update. Last meeting I was asked to talk about my college search, and now I could proudly say I've committed to Buffalo University and will be attending. And I will be attending in the fall of 2023, studying civil engineering. Go Bulls.
Congratulations, Sarah. Thank you.
And just a few more events and part of my superintendent's report. At the middle school had their final teen rec night of the school year for grades 6 through 8 last Friday. The next and final teen rec night for this year will be on Friday, May 16th, and will be for 5th and 6th graders only. Excited to share that the 8th grade class is going to be going on the annual Washington, D.C. trip that takes place this Thursday and Friday. Over at Wading River, congratulations to art teachers and music teachers, along with our incredibly talented 3rd grade orchestra students and 4th and 5th grade art ambassadors, and all who joined in to make the Wading River School's Evening of the Arts a delightful toe-tapping one this past Thursday. 5th grade students at Wading River are heading to Philly on Friday and all children are engaged in park reading activities throughout the week, including mystery readers, camping-themed scavenger hunts, reading bingo, and a special PTA buy one, get one free book fair tomorrow night, with teachers and parents volunteering to read for a special books, blankets, and BOGO book fair. With the leadership over at Wading River of our student council, all of our young leaders at Wading River School had multiple opportunities to celebrate Earth Week, including Blackout Day, Paperless Day, Endangered Species Awareness Day, Learn on the Lawn, and Reuse Recycle Day. One of them included writing positive messages on the sidewalk about protecting our planet, and April's Wildcat Character Trait of the Month, Acceptance. Over at Miller Avenue, they're also celebrating PARP, which is Pick a Reading Partner Week. This year's theme is, the s'more you read, the s'more you know. I don't know if that's coming out right. S'mores, like the campfire treat, s'mores, the s'more you read. There will be camping-themed scavenger hunts, reading contests, bingo, a book fair, and lots of fun activities. If the students at Miller Avenue reach their reading goal, they have voted to have the opportunity to each dunk Mrs. Smith with water. It seems that Mrs. Smith is going to be getting very wet in the near future. Just on tonight's recognitions, this evening we will be recognizing our amazing scholar, artists, thespians, and musicians in the school district. And I thank the families and students for coming out tonight. Their efforts bring joy, culture, and positive energy to all of our buildings and the community. And I thank our fine arts staff for leading them to their great successes. And I thank Mr. Piazzi for his efforts in implementing for the second year a Scholar Artist program to continue to recognize student successes. Thank WHAM as well for their continual and dedicated and ongoing support of our fine arts students. You know, it comes as no surprise to me as well as that we have been identified for the third year in a row by the National Association of Music Merchants as a Best Community for Music Education. The award program recognizing outstanding efforts by teachers, administrators, parents, students, and community leaders who have made music education part of a well-rounded education. Designations are made to districts and schools like Shoreham-Wading River that demonstrate an exceptionally high commitment and access to music education. So thank you, congratulations to our staff, parents, students, and community for their commitment to the arts. We do have a presentation this evening from Mr. Arcuri. It is the budget hearing presentation. This is the last in a series of Board of Education budget workshops, which began all the way back in February. The budget vote is set for May 16th. This evening, we also have some tenure appointments on the agenda. And just to note, our district is really fortunate to have some of the very best teachers on Long Island working with our students. Tonight on the agenda is the tenure appointment of 5 exceptional, motivated, and caring teachers. They are true assets to our schools and students. I want to welcome them tonight and their families and friends this evening. Congratulations to them. We'll have them up later for a photo. And finally, I'd just like to make a comment on safe and supportive environments in our schools. The district's mission statement states, through high quality and effective partnerships, the Shoreham-Wading River Central School District community provides a flexible, caring, and collaborative learning environment for students. We prioritize the individual needs of all learners so they are physically, socially, and emotionally healthy, safe, engaged, and supported in challenging ways that foster their personal growth. In fact, one of the district's value statements notes that we demonstrate the ability to do the right thing through mutual respect for one another. These statements aren't just words, they are pursued each and every day in the district. That is why we include programming across the year above and beyond the regular curriculum that educates students in appreciating and respecting all of our unique differences. They are a part of our exceptional program and include student participation. Our teachers and staff on a daily basis through their interactions with students model and support acceptance for all. Our staff and students continue to strive to promote a sense of unity and inclusion in our school community among all of the diverse student groups that make up this amazing district. There are many student groups and clubs that, as part of their missions, build community, tolerance, and inclusivity. Those groups include our Natural Helpers, Best Buddy, the Global Awareness Club at the high school. Programs such as Character Counts, Wildcats with Characters, and Empowering Minds support building acceptance and empathy. There are also many student experiences within our curriculum designed to strengthen and educate students' understanding of global issues related to tolerance, our civil rights, and community. Some of these experiences include our attendance at the Erase Racism Conference, visits to the Holocaust Museum and Tolerance Center, participation in youth court, attendance at the Pay It Forward Leadership, Icons of Freedom, and the Compassion Without Borders conferences. The overwhelming majority of our students on a daily basis support each other and meet the mission statement. It is disheartening and upsetting when individuals take actions that are hurtful and create fear. But those actions do not reflect the values and actions of our student population. But they do spur us to consider additional educational opportunities. And recently, this past few months, additional learning experiences have been provided for students. I mentioned at the last meeting that we had a presentation at the middle school on hate speech from a detective from the Suffolk County Police Department on positive speech and the consequences of hate speech. High school had an assembly reminding students of our high standards and what happens when hate speech is used. The district is, as we all know, and hopefully parents are taking part in the survey, is in the middle of surveying all stakeholders in support of a safe and inclusive learning environment. Additional events are planned as well. As a district, safe and supportive learning environments for all will remain a critical focus. And I welcome anybody here tonight, any stakeholder, to contact my office at any time with any suggestions or feedback that will further our work in this area. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Poole. Without further ado, we have a group of saxophonists here to perform for us. Thank you. Please welcome.
Ms. Anderson, they are the Wildcat Sax Quartet.
Awesome.
Yes. And I recognize Gavin. Gavin, who's with you?
So we have Liam McQuaid playing the Barry sax. We have Ryan Vogel playing the tenor sax. Christopher Vignola playing the soprano sax. And finally, myself, Gavin Trezza, playing the alto sax. We will be playing a song called That's a Plenty by Paul Nagel. Correct. Thank you very much. Liam, why don't you count us off? 1, 2, ready.
Wow, what a treat. Thank you so much for being here.
And some may not know that those are fantastic jazz stage bandstands. Thank you for the line. Bandstands. Those were donated, crafted, created by none other than Gavin Trezor. So thank you.
Professional.
They look great, Gavin.
Next, the reason why we're all here tonight, we have our students' recognition for LISPA, SCMEA, and NISCAME. Mr. Meinster is going to introduce our music staff so that we can recognize our students.
Good evening. It's my pleasure and honor to be here tonight to introduce our music teachers who will in turn be sharing with you the names of the over 120 students who took part in the Long Island String Festival Association, the Suffolk County Music Educators Association, and the New York State Council of Administrators of Music Educators festivals this past year. Here tonight representing our music department are Miss Verity, Mr. Verity, Ms. Fasano, Mr. Samante, Mr. Creighton, and Mr. O'Brien. I now invite Ms. Fasano to the podium to recognize our Wading River Festival participants.
If students could stand when their name is called, that would be great so we can recognize you.
And I think they want to do a photo too, so
and
should they go to the back or should we
once
wait?
we have all the students named, we're going to take a nice photo back in the back out.
So don't run out. Okay, so for Wading River School, we have the Long Island String Festival students. We have Eiley Corsikas, we have Faith McKiernan, James Klein, and Nate Lockhart. And also from Wading River School for our All-County SCMEA Festival, we have Nate Lockhart, James Klein, Griffin Schwartz, Eiley Corsikas, Owen Schwartz, Alexis Yao, Sam Marceau, William Weingartner, Faith McKiernan, Olivia Maldonado, Matthew Stallone, Tristan Tiamzik, and Joshua Parinello. And next, I think we're going to have the middle school come up, correct? Okay. Ryan Shea was not on this list. I apologize for our SCMEA. Thanks, Nate.
Hello, everybody. Okay, this is so exciting. All right, so students who participated in the Long Island String Festival from the middle school include Bryn Shinnick, Sunny Alessi, Natasha Asman, Alexis Cordano, Hazel Cresser, Gianno Horsford, Linda Hu, Zachary Lister, Eve Calvert, Michael Cheschini, Kai Hidaka, Aiden Wang, Spencer Lee, and Timothy Worthington. This one's a long one, so I apologize in advance. So for the Division I East Band, we had Zachary Lister for SCMEA, Gavin Molinelli, Sophia Karaptis, Hazel Cresser, Sophia Dean, Lily Roca, Lorraine Joseph, Brooke Lewis, Cameron Ginther, and yeah, that was band. That was Division I Band. Division I Chorus include Annalise Jose, Linda Hu, Elena Blanchard, Nina Hato, Jackson Cosgrove, and Jameson Ochoa. The Division I Orchestra include Eve Calvert, Gianna Horsford, and yeah, that was it. Wait. Oh wait, and wait, did I miss one? No, that was good. Really long list, guys. I apologize. Division II East Band. Here we go. All right, so we had Timothy Negrell, Hayden Shea, Graydon Luck, Kai Hidaka, Grace Gallagher. Yes, that was it. Yay. The Division II East Chorus include Mary Kilkenny, Adelina Villa, Kate McQuaid, Mia Wentz, Spencer Lee, Timothy Worthington, Connor Kalita, and Ian Margiatowatz, Vincenzo Tambasco-Sorbonne, William Lister, Charles Simmons, and yes, and we have one more ensemble, so we're almost there. Almost there, guys. And last but not least, we have the Division II East Orchestra, which include Michael Cheschini, Nathan Schaefer, Aiden Wang, Clara Peterson, and Kevin Liscalzo. Thank you. And I'm going to introduce, I guess, the high school, Mr. O'Brien, I'm assuming? I'm not assuming, I'm saying it.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. Before I read off the students, I just want to thank the community, administration, the Board of Education for supporting the fine arts and the music department here in Shoreham-Wading River. We have incredible students who have achieved at a very high level. I want to congratulate all the students on their achievements, and it's really great to see them being recognized here this evening. From the high school, students who were selected to Long Island String Festival are Dong Kai Zhang, Caroline Panassi, Anya Minty, Maxwell Borum, Lucas Portuzzi, Elisa Minty, James Minetti, Ray Hidaka, Damian Perez, Catherine Winters, Caitlin Schaefer, and Yia Hu. Students who participated and were selected to Division III Skamia All-County, representing in the choir were Charles Tacky, Forrest Teppenhart, Lila Grasso, Isabel Sherrill, Ava Hernandez, Riley Keenely, Natalie Cortina, Jake Donnelly, Olivia Pesso, Kyle Schiff, Emma Granshaw, and Andrew Hicks. In Division III Skamia All-County Orchestra were Alicia Minty, Ray Hidaka, Caitlin Schaefer, Caroline Panassi, Damian Perez, Chloe Yeager, and Jocelyn Nastasi. And Division III Skamia All-County in band were Abigail Haverty, Liam McQuaid, Leighton Maggiamelli, and Salvatore Mealy. And from the high school, participating and representing in the NISCAME Festival, grades 11 and 12, in the choir were Tori Cintarino, Taylor Franson, Lena Leo, Madison McQuaid, Ryan O'Shaughnessy, Robert Tacky, Stephanie Totora, and Gavin Trezor. Selected and participating in the orchestra were Dong Kai Zhang, Lucas Porteis, and Anya Minty. Lastly, in the Niskayne Festival, in the band were Daniel Colon and James Wicks. Just before I go, again, to have this many students from a school district this size is really incredible. Conferring with colleagues and friends in other districts of similar sizes, it's amazing the level of talent in this district. It is disproportionate when you compare apples to other districts of this size. And even when you compare us to districts larger than us, the amount of talented students selected into these festivals is truly astronomical. So it is a pleasure to be recognizing these students, and believe me, because I was at many of these festivals this year, they did an incredible job, not just representing themselves, but their families and their communities. So congratulations to all of you.
Up in the outfit.
He's saying everyone together.
Yes, take a picture now, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this time, we're going to ask everybody whose names were just called to gather
Up on the upper left.
in the back
alcove.
left section of the auditorium so that we can get a picture of everybody together.
And remember, we have a second recognition tonight, so we'll take a
yes.
picture and we'll come back.
And then we do have one more recognition to go after that is done. So don't go anywhere.
So next on our agenda, we have another group of students to recognize. We have our high school principal, Mr. Puglisi here, and our WAM president, Colette Grasso, to recognize the fine and performing arts scholars. We have Mr. Holonia here as well.
All right, guys, pay attention. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. As Mr. Poole alluded earlier in the night, this is our second year recognizing these amazing students who have excelled in some cases, all three areas, either in the areas of art, music, or in theater. Just a little bit of background on this recognition. We started a few years back looking at the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Scholar Athlete Award. And we looked at the way that was structured, and we tried to model that as closely as we could in comparison to our fine arts students. So tonight, we will be recognizing over 120 students who submitted applications and qualified for this incredible honor, about half of which will be here with us tonight. Each student has made significant contributions to our fine arts program here at the high school, and we want to congratulate each and every one of them. So, when we call your name, if you are in attendance, please come up onto the stage to my left. When you're going up onto the stage, you'll be presented with a pin, and then please proceed all the way across the stage and wait on the stage until everyone has been called, and we're going to get one big group photo up on the stage. Okay, so without further ado, now you messed up my whole. Here we go. Without further ado, I do want to call up Mrs. Colette Grasso with WAM, who has been a huge partner in our program. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me and allowing me a brief opportunity to speak. First and foremost, I want to convey my gratitude to you, Mr. Poole, to the Board of Education, especially to Mr. Pugliese and Mr. Holonia, all of our art and music and theater teachers. Our faculty are just absolutely amazing, and the accolades that our students get is a direct result of their efforts. Your support for the fine and performing arts is always truly appreciated. And what truly proves that Shoreham-Wading River is an outstanding district, to me, is the achievements and the accolades that are earned by our students. After all, that's why we're all here this evening. So I don't want to be rude, but I'm going to turn my back to you to address the students who we are here to celebrate this evening. It is truly my joy and honor to be here to help spotlight the talents of all of you. As an artist, as you know, there is no off-season. Whether you display your talents on a canvas or on a stage, you work tirelessly to develop your artistic skills in the classroom, in your extracurricular activities, and with the majority of your free time as well. And to be awarded also as a scholar, there's no off-season for that either. You bring your A game literally every single semester. Your dedication and your drive, not only to your academics, but to the fine and performing arts, is something we are proud to celebrate with the Scholar Artists Award. We are incredibly thankful to your dedication, to your academics, and to your arts. You, the students, are the ones that make us proud every single day. Your drive for success, both academically and artistically, is to be commended, and we are happy to do that for you this evening. You are what make Shoreham-Wading River a great school district. Your success is truly our Wildcat pride and joy, so congratulations and bravo to you all.
Okay, when we call your names, please come on up to the stage. Amelia Beiersdorfer, Kira Beiersdorfer, Maya Beiersdorfer, Jake Bodenberg, Marissa Cacciola, Alexandra Calandrillo, Patrick Carrier, Natalie Casey, Tori Centurino, Analia Clementi, Daniel Colon, Alyssa Corso, Kayla Corso, Matteo Cortina, Natalie Cortina, Giovanna Costa, Sean Daney, Jake Donnelly, Cole Fernandez, Taylor Franson, Nicholas Friedlander, Emma Granshaw, Lila Grasso, Nadia Grasso, April Hark, Abigail Haverty, Ava Hernandez, Casey Hernandez, Ray Hidaka, Jake Hoey, Yiya Hugh, Gianna Hughes, Celine Hunt, Chloe Yeager, Sarah Julian, Riley Keneally, Kaylee Kraus, Lainey Kraus, Ella Larson, Lena Leo, Emma Logan, Abby Lynch, Nicholas Magipinto, Leighton Mangiamili, Anna Marino, Laura Marino, James Maxwell, Everett McClintock, Elizabeth McLaren, Karen McGuire, Liam McQuaid, Madison McQuaid, Ella Meeker, Salvatore Mealy.
Guys who are on the stage, you're going to have to definitely move down. Emily Miltz, James Minetti, Alicia Minty, Anya Minty, Carolyn Misevich, Jisung Moon, Caitlin Malahy, Emily Murray, Jessica Nastasi, Jocelyn Nastasi, Michaela Nobre, Juliana O'Neill, Killian O'Reilly, Ryan O'Shaughnessy, Noah Paranello, Megan Penzick, Damian Perez, Haley Petruzzi, Jessica Platts, Jillian Portuguese, Lucas Portuguese, Esnain Rana, Megan Rayburn, Shannon Redline, Tara Riley, Carter Rubin, Aubrey Russo, Christopher Russo, Alessandra Saget, Hannah Saget, Michaela Santulli, Caitlin Schaefer, Emily Sherrill, Chloe Schiff, Kyle Schiff, Aiden Schmidt, Crystal Sereno, Eileen Sheridan, Jake Smith, Catherine Spencer, Charles Tackey, Robert Tackey, Megan Thrash, Gavin Trezza, Erin Vetter, Christopher Vignola, Nicholas Vignola, Andrew Wicks, James Wicks, Catherine Winters, and Harrison Zeller. Congratulations.
And while we have one of our students here up on the stage, Sarah Lessie just wanted to make mention of some congratulations that are in order.
Congratulations to James Wicks for his efforts at Eastern Suffolk BOCES. With his skills in music production, he was able to make it to State Skills USA competition in Syracuse and placed second in music and radio production category.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys have to come in closer. Guys, we got this.
Hi, how are you? How's everything?
Third of the school. Winter. It wasn't spring and stuff. I was wondering. No, last year was huge. It was tremendous. Yeah. No, the first thing I heard, the first thing was you guys don't make money. We have a lot of money. Like, did they even? I was like, they didn't want to pay us. Stop it. Your source said no.
That's cool. No, I think it's
Really cool.
keep up with both.
Guys, we have your certificates out in the lobby. If you want to pick it up tonight, you certainly can. If it's more convenient for you to grab it during the school day tomorrow, you can always come down to the main office as well. But see, Mr. Holonia and myself will be out in the lobby in just a couple seconds. Thank you, guys. Congratulations yet again.
Congratulations, you guys. Awesome. Beautiful.
You know, is it, right? Oh, yeah, yeah, that's all good.
Congratulations.
What's that? What? What are you
Hi, Casey. Congratulations.
It's like,
Everyone's leaving. Must be in. And say it.
I don't know how I missed that. It's like, it's not part of it. It's free, so you don't.
While we have all of our students here, Mr. Sheridan just wanted to share something about today a very special program began.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a shout out to the Unified Basketball Team. It's part of our Unified Sports Program. For those that don't know, our Unified Basketball Team includes people with and without intellectual disabilities on the same team, and the principle behind it is training together and playing together is a quick path to friendship and understanding, and I think it ties in very well with Mr. Poole's opening comments earlier. So I just want to call out that team, the staff and the students who took part in it. What a tremendous experience. And my overall suggestion would be, if you want a really good feel-good moment, try and attend one of the games this year. What a great outcome. So just wanted to share that with the board.
Next up, we have reports and reviews by our high school student government. We have Ms. Aegis here and Ms. Davis here to lead our students.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having us here today. Our student government is wrapping up our year. We have one more pep rally left, and we're kind of wrapping up any projects that they've been working on. With us tonight, we have senior class representatives Courtney Green, Danny Colon, and Gabrielle Ziegler. We have junior class representative Elizabeth Sabino, and we have freshman class representatives Harrison Zeller, Everett McClintock, and Anthony Mango, who are going to speak with us tonight about what's going on with the end of the year for the student government.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gabby Ziegler. I'm the senior class vice president. As we get closer to the end of the year and senior prom, we begin planning more of the finer details for our prom, like food options and linens and decorations. We also did a clothing sale for our school and the class, and the general community. We also had our senior shirts recently designed by another fellow senior, Medium Virus Offer. Our clothing sale was a huge success, and we made a lot of money for our proms and other fundraisers that we needed. We've also been planning a powder puff for all grades to participate in. And we also began planning other senior events like a senior sunrise, senior trips, and field day.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Sabino. I'm the class president for the class of 2024. So on April 22nd, we had our prom, and I'm so proud to say that it was a huge success. And all our fundraising since freshman year, which included the Duck Donut sale, the bracelet sale, the junior senior class auction, the catalog sale, which is not included in the slideshow, all contributed to lowering our ticket prices to $45, which we were so proud of and so excited for, and really generated lots of buzz for prom. Our prom included appetizers, a buffet dinner, a chocolate fountain, ice cream, like a dessert bar. There was even like little drinks, and it was so cute and so fun. Our DJ, Fourth Generation and Dance, was amazing. Everyone was on the dance floor having an amazing time. And our wonderful place, Willow Creek, actually reached out to our administrators saying how responsible, how respectful we were, and how there was no incidents, no anything. Everyone just was having fun all together, united, and it was really a huge, huge success, and we're so proud of it, and we're so excited for next year.
I love hearing that. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Congratulations. That's great.
Hello, my name is Harrison Zeller. I am the secretary of the class of 2026. I am speaking for the sophomore class tonight. This year, the sophomore class wanted to sell bagels, but unfortunately, due to the end of the year rapidly approaching and the tests such as AP tests and regents that are coming up, there wasn't enough time to sell them. There is a good possibility that they will be able to be sold next year, but not this year. Duck Donuts sold by the sophomore class are no longer going to be sold in replacement by Glen Wayne Donuts due to circumstances of the location of Duck Donuts. So next year we should be selling, they should be selling those, and they're in a new location from the auditorium as opposed to A-Wing. And the Duck Donut sales have been very successful in the past. Thank you.
On what day are those donuts sold? I'm just asking for a friend.
Is there a date? Is there a date for that sale?
Usually they do them around the holidays. So we had
Okay.
one for St. Patrick's Day. We had a spring one a couple Fridays ago. But any holiday, come by.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, and thank you to the Board of Education for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Anthony Mango, and this is Everett McClintoff. I'm the president for the freshman class of 2026. I'm proud to report on the progress we've made so far this year regarding raising money for our class. We've been working hard as a class to work together. Recently, we were able to design a banner which is both colorful and creative for the upcoming pep rally this spring. We have been holding class meetings to discuss some amazing fundraising ideas. One idea that has come forward is being set forth in the next upcoming weeks, and this is our plant sale. The plant sale is going to be a good way for students to interact with each other in their class and interact with students in other classes. The idea is that as they discuss the upcoming plant sale and help volunteer, we will help raise some funds and even buy something nice for the mothers or the people who act like mothers in our lives.
Another fundraiser that we've planned is our annual car wash, but although the location has not been determined yet, we are in the process of organizing a team of volunteers to wash the cars and have discussed as a team that a car wash is a great way to provide a service to our community. And at the same time, we make sure to have a lot of fun along the way. So we look forward to working together to make it a huge success.
Overall, we've gained a lot of experience this year with planning and organizing events. We discussed another possible fundraiser that is still being in the designing phase. This will include the community as a whole. I'll be able to discuss a little more in the future with more of the information when it's found out. But most importantly, we're grateful for the opportunity that we get to work as a team and we develop our leadership skills more. We also look forward to planning more events and ensure that we continue to make fun and creative ways to raise money for the class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Daniel Colon, and I'm the secretary of the senior class of 2023. And this year, instead of doing a Spirit Week, we've decided on a Spirit Day because of the AP test during the week. Doing different colors as grades helps students be prepared for the challenges for pep rally later in the day. As per every year, seniors will be wearing black, juniors will be wearing white, sophomores will be wearing blue, and finally freshmen will be wearing yellow. Thank you.
Nice.
Hello, I am Courtney Green, the senior class president. For our spring pep rally, we have decided to the theme to be Battle of the Grades, and it will be held in the gym. We have found through our past pep rallies, they've been very successful in the gym. You know, it keeps everyone together and really gets everyone involved. At this event, we will introduce all spring teams, and they will walk out with a sign, and we will be playing different games against each other, so it will against the different grades. And this year we made a spirit stick, and it's with all glitter and diamonds, so the winner of this event will be awarded with our spirit stick, so it will either be freshmen, sophomore, juniors, or seniors. But we're very excited for our last, spring pep rally, and and we can't wait for it. So have a great night.
Thank you so much for coming again. And I just want to thank Ms. Aegis and Ms. Davis for running such a wonderful program. You guys have stepped up this year, your entire group, and the amount of times that you've come so well spoken and well prepared to keep the Board of Education and the community abreast of everything that's going on. I really commend you for that, and I thank you for that.
Of course. Thank you for, giving us the opportunity, and we wish the best of luck for the next, years coming in.
All right, we're all very proud of you. Thank you. Can I get a motion to amend the agenda just to pull out the tenure recognition so we can move forward and have those next rather than our budget presentation and the rest of the resolutions? So this would be our personnel agenda. Just a motion to vote on our personnel agenda at this time. Tom, second Henry, all in favor? 6-0. Okay, on our personnel agenda, I made the motion to amend the agenda, but can I get a motion now to vote on our personnel agenda? Tom, second Megan. Any discussion or questions?
No.
All in favor? 6-0. Congratulations to our teachers who have achieved tenure. As Mr. Poole said, it is a tremendous recognition, or achievement rather, and we are just so grateful for your service to our district, and we congratulate you as you move forward. And we have, we're gonna invite you to the stage here so that we can recognize you, get a photo, and then we'll head to the back quick. Thank you. You can come on up. Yep, you can come on up. Come on up.
So it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Carrie Ann DeMoro, elementary teacher at Wading River School. John Samante, music teacher at the middle school. Sarah Tren, English teacher at the high school. Cara Verity, music teacher at Miller Avenue and the middle school. And Nicole Verdone, elementary teacher at Wading River.
Congratulations.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was a good idea. Good call. Good call. I don't think we're. Oh, there is right now.
All right.
Oh, are we supposed to go out?
I don't know. I just
Are we going out?
You're going down?
Just going to take a short break for refreshments in the back to celebrate our teachers. right, next up, we have our budget presentation by Mr. Arcuri.
Good evening, thank you. Tonight is considered the budget hearing. This is a required meeting within 7 to 14 days of the budget vote. The budget vote is May 16th. Within the next couple of days, you're going to be receiving the district budget newsletter in your mailbox. That will outline a lot of the highlights that we've covered over the past 6 meetings. Happy to share that last week we presented at the Shoreham-Wading River Civic Association meeting on Wednesday evening and the Wading River Civic Association meeting on Thursday evening. So there was a great turnout at both of those meetings. So there's been a lot of community questions, and the budget process has been solid. I think it's been great, and very, very happy to present tonight the final budget presentation at Board of Education meetings for this 23-24 budget season. 23-24 budget maintains all programs, maintains current class size, lowers the use of reserves, includes program enhancements, reflects economies and efficiencies, supports maintenance of facilities, and provides funding to support improvements related to safety and security of both facilities and network infrastructure. Program and facility enhancements. Unified bowling has been added. Fall cheer program has been added. 4 new high school electives, American Sign Language 4, peer mentoring Spanish, community relations, and AP pre-calculus. For maintenance projects, new tile around the middle school library, the creation of a makerspace in the Wading River Library, replacement of security cameras and card access control readers, and replace water fountains with bottle filling stations. Funding is included inside the budget to purchase the following equipment: middle school choral risers, security vehicle, replacement AP room tables that are at Miller Avenue, lacrosse time clocks, gymnasium wall pad replacement at Miller Avenue, library casework and fixtures at Wading River, and innovative smart furniture for both the high school and middle school. Universal pre-kindergarten program. The program to date has been fully funded through a combination of state and federal grants, which will remain the case for 23-24 school year. The federal grant funding being applied to cover tuition for the UPK program will expire after 23-24 school year. For the upcoming school year, the district will continue to partner with St. Anselm's and Scope, each providing up to 36 seats for our students. A lottery was conducted on April 4th to generate the initial list of students who will be offered seats in the UPK program, and any student not selected for a seat in this program on April 4th will be included on a wait list in the order selected via the lottery. 2023-24 federal grant funded enhancements. During the school day programs, full-time elementary math academic interventionist, 0.5 of an elementary reading teacher, a district-wide psychologist, high school mentor positions, partial funding to support the UPK program, and funding for professional development. There's still some additional funding left to outfit the outdoor learning spaces at Miller Avenue and Wading River, and funding for extracurricular programs, English as a new language enrichment and support opportunities, and the Summer Rise theater program. 2023-24 tax levy limit. We are not looking to pierce. We need 50% plus 1, and our levy is 1.6054%. The calculation takes into consideration all of the pilot payments that the district's receiving, as well as any debt payment that the district is required to make, and the building aid that the district anticipates receiving from the state. The budget to budget, 22-23 to 23-24, reflects a 2.16% increase or $1,792,253. Summary of expenditures. At previous budget presentations, we covered each of these categories in great detail. This is just a summary shot to show where the funding inside the budget is applied to for what specific category. As I've said previously, majority of our costs relate to employee salaries, employee benefits, transportation costs. That's once we look at those three categories, we're up to 79% of the total budget dollars. Proposed budget summary in three-part form. We are required to present the budget in a component summary, administrative component, capital component, and the program component. Our administrative budget reflects a 5.88% increase, of approximately $641,000. It's important to understand the administrative component also covers a category for insurances. The district's liability insurance, coupled with the district's cyber insurance, is anticipated to see an increase in upwards of $200,000 total. It also accounts for funding related to legal fees, audit fees, contractual obligations that are specifically associated with non-student related matters, but related to district facilities operation. As far as a capital budget, you see a slight increase of about $60,000, primarily relates to the maintenance, buildings and grounds, any operating costs, whether it's fuel, electric, utility costs, and anything related to program, anything related to students, directly related to, if it's directly related to a student, it is categorized in the component under program. These are predefined categories defined by the state in order to show the taxpayers where the funding is associated with. You'll see this both in your 6-day budget notice that is going to be mailed to your home, as well as part of the budget newsletter that you'll also be receiving shortly. Year-to-year support budget, expenditure budget increasing 2.16%, going to be paid for with a tax levy increase of about 1.6054%. A large state aid increase, primarily related to the increase in foundation aid. As previously mentioned at previous meetings, foundation aid has been fully restored to its original value. So the state has honored their promise that we will be restored to the full level that we were supposed to receive based on the formula calculated in 2009. So receiving a little less than $1.9 million of additional state aid is a fantastic thing for the district. It is a recurring revenue, and by receiving that increase, we were able to have less dependency on one-shot revenue, meaning using reserve funding to balance the budget. Other local revenue, you see a slight decrease, primarily related to projections with out-of-district tuition costs. A slight decrease in appropriated fund balance. Appropriated fund balance is applying surplus from the current year to balance the following year's budget. We are not using any funding from the tax reduction reserve, also known as prior year state aid. We are using $1 million out of the employee retirement system reserve. We're not using any reserve money out of the teachers' retirement system. We see a reduction in the unemployment reserve. However, we're still using $104,000. Important to note, and the workers' compensation reserve, we are applying the same $550,000 that we did in 22-23. Important to note about the unemployment reserve and the workers' compensation reserve, we will only use the amount of reserve up to the amount of the expense that we actually spend. So if we only spend $54,000 in associated unemployment costs, $50,000 is required to go back to the unemployment reserve. and the same thing for the workers' compensation reserve. Any
Mr.
questions?
Curry, yeah, before you move on. So the tax reduction reserve, prior year state aid, do we need to do anything special to close that out? Because that was a special reserve fund. So
Correct.
from state stuff.
We have up until August 2024 to finalize the last payment associated with those reserve funds. So as discussed at previous audit committee meetings, it has been shared that we are not applying it to this year's budget. We will have to do something with it, whether it's a voter-approved proposition funded by prior state aid, or whether it is as a revenue source to the 24-25 budget in order to cover costs associated with that year's budget. But to not lose the funds, which is a little less than $1 million, we do have to do something with it before.
And just what I consider the parking lot, where you say we put that money, does that account or that reserve need to be officially closed, as far as New York State's concerned?
No, the tax reduction reserve is actually a reserve that you're able to keep open, but you don't have to keep funding in it.
Okay.
You're able to apply money from certain type of transactions, one of them being a prior year state aid settlement claim, one of them being proceeds from disposition of an asset. So those are two primary ways that you can put money into the tax reduction reserve. Any other questions about the expenditure budget or the revenue budget, anything related to 23-24 spending plan? Just as a quick aside, the state aid numbers that we've presented to date have been based on the governor's executive budget. Only today, we were able to receive a state aid run associated with the governor's soon-to-be, or could have been within the past couple of hours, adopted budget. We're going to see a slight increase of about $7,000 in state aid assigned to the district. We've already adopted our budget on April 18th, so there's no change needed here. We did not receive additional building aid, so there's no impact on the tax levy limit calculation. But we do anticipate receiving approximately $7,000 more in state aid than what we projected here. Contingent budget, very quickly. If the budget were not to be supported on May 16th, we do have the ability to put up another budget or the same budget for a second vote inside of June. And if that budget were not to be supported by the taxpayers, we would be required to create a contingent budget by removing all the equipment funding, and the tax levy value would be the same amount that we have for 22-23. So ultimately, we would have to cut a little bit more than $1.1 million total to come up with a contingent budget of $83,694,290. If we were in a contingent budget, all use of facilities, all use of instructional spaces, all use of any space within the district, outside organizations are required to be charged. A little bit of history, 5-year average. That's really a 6-year average, sorry for that. That's a 6-year average, 2.25% budget to budget, and a 1.24% for the tax levy. So again, we've always been responsible. We've always been able to retain program, enhance program, but the tax levy continues to come in at a very reasonable number. It's not a 2% tax cap. The taxes are not going up consistently 2%.
Quick question.
Sure.
So regarding the tax levy, so when I think about the towns of Brookhaven and Riverhead, and our increase of 1.6054%, roughly $1 million, right, 908. What does the town then do? Remind me again, does the town
Sure.
apply that? Because I know there's a calculation they do for taxpayer. Go ahead.
Sure. So as a school board, you set the tax levy total. You set $57,477,878 sometime early October, assuming that nothing changes between now and then, no pilot changes, nothing forced upon us. You set the school tax levy for that total. There is a required calculation when you're across two different townships called an apportionment calculation. So we take the assessed value of the properties in our district located in the town of Brookhaven and located in the town of Riverhead, come up with add the two total assessed values together, come up with a percentage for town of Riverhead, a percentage for the town of Brookhaven. There's one other function in there called an equalization rate. The New York State Office of Real Property Tax Services gives us what's called a smoothing out percentage, because the town of Brookhaven uses X for their fair market value, town of Riverhead uses Y. So they've come up with a smoothing percentage to smooth those two rates out to make them equal. Once that calculation's finished, you're able to come up with what portion of your total assessed value belongs to the town of Riverhead, what portion belongs to the town of Brookhaven, and then that percentage is multiplied against the 57 million, and the taxes are levied in the town of Riverhead and the town of Brookhaven. Critical to understand, the Shoreham-Wading River Board of Education only does the tax levy total. All the other figures come out of the tax assessor's office. So it's possible that due to assessed value changes within each town, you could see a 2% increase in one town and a 1.4% increase inside of a different town. All is out of the Board of Education's control. That's at the tax assessor's level, both in the town of Riverhead and the town of Brookhaven.
Thank you. I thought it was important to point out since it's our budget hearing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? May 8th, this coming Monday, we'll also be presenting at the PTA Council here in the high school. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arcuri. Our last and final public session, budget presentation.
It's important to note, on the district's website, this same presentation will be available in Spanish. We are required to actually put our budget hearing and all of our budget publications in both English and Spanish. So it'll be posted.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next on our agenda, we have votes and resolutions. Can I get a motion to approve the April 18th regular public meeting minutes? And Mr. Rose, can you abstain from these minutes? Can I get a motion? Henry, second Tom. Any questions or discussion? All in favor? 5. Abstain? 1.
Yep.
Opposed? 0. Can I get a motion to vote on the March 2023 Treasurer's Report? Tom, second Megan. Any discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. And we have 2 Board of Education resolutions, 325 and 326. Can I get a motion to vote on these resolutions? Tom, second Megan. Any discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. We have 3 curriculum and instruction resolutions, 327 through 329. Can I get a motion? Tom, second Henry. Any discussion or questions?
No.
All in favor? 6-0. We have 4 business and operations resolutions, 330 through 333. Can I get a motion? Tom, second Megan. Any discussion or questions? All in favor? 6-0. We already did our personnel agenda, and so next we have communications from Ms. Mahoney.
Thank you. Just an announcement of voter information. May 9th, 2023, my paper, is the last date to submit an absentee ballot application if ballot mailing is needed. May 15th is the day before the budget vote. It's the last day to submit an absentee ballot if the ballot is being collected in person. And May 16th is the budget vote and board election. Polls are open from 7 o'clock a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. Absentee ballot applications can be found on the district website under voter information and can be dropped off or filled out in person at district office. Thank you.
It was wonderful to see a large crowd here today recognizing our students. We have some who have lasted through, and some to allow for public participation. A period not to exceed 30 minutes shall be set aside during the first part of the board meeting for public comment on items relevant to the meeting's agenda. And then a second 30-minute time period will be set aside at the end of each meeting for public comment on matters pertaining to the district, but not on the agenda. These periods may be extended by a majority vote of the board. Residents wishing to make comments or raise questions shall sign up with the district clerk and state their name, address, and topic. Public discussion is prohibited on matters relating to staff and students at which their reputation, privacy, or rights to due process or the rights of others to due process could in some way be violated. So I believe we have a resident or two that might want to speak during additional comments from residents.
You have one. If there are additional, please just wave me down and I'll come down and you can sign up. Miss Jean Lieber.
Good evening. Thank you to the board for the opportunity to speak tonight. Obviously, after being here for the meeting, there's so much to be proud of with our district. But just this happens to be a topic a little more serious. My name is Jeannie Lieber. I'm here with my husband, Rob. We're the parents of a 5th and an 8th grader. And I'm here tonight to express our concern about the rising incidence of racism and hate speech here in our schools. I know many other parents are disturbed by this trend and want to know what is being done proactively to prevent it. What are we doing to foster a more inclusive and positive environment? How are we making it clear to the students what kind of behavior is expected of them and the consequences that acts of racism and hate speech will have? Last spring, my biracial nephew, who was in 7th grade, was actually the victim of hate speech, and our family was very disturbed by it. We requested to sit down with administration, but unfortunately I didn't leave that meeting with much reassurance that major changes would be made. Also to be noted is that the child responsible for those acts never apologized to my nephew, nor did his parents ever reach out. Sure enough, a year later, we have another incident at the middle school directed at a student of color. So mind you, these are not disagreements between two students who have a problem with one another, but these recent incidents were when kids who represent the majority have just spewed reckless hate, directing the N-word at a student because of the color of their skin. And then just recently when someone scrawled a symbol, the Nazi symbol, onto school property. This is beyond inappropriate and wrong, especially in this day and age. How can we pride ourselves on being a safe district when the very few families of color here may not feel completely safe or welcome? Where a Jewish student might sit down to a desk with a swastika on it, where, in my family's case, a kid with darker skin than his classmates receives a meme with the N-word telling him to shut the up because he's black, out of nowhere. I grew up in this district and graduated in 1996. While it was a mostly white community then as well, I feel like the values that were being taught at our school then were more open-minded and inclusive. For example, in Prodell Middle School, in my 7th grade history class, we were shown the film Glory about the prejudices that had to be fought on both sides during the Civil War. Then in 8th grade, we were taken to see the Steven Spielberg film Schindler's List. While both of these movies were R-rated, we were prepared for what we would see. And to say these films were moving and made an impact is an understatement. They were heart-wrenching, emotional, and hard to watch at times, but they made us feel and understand in a way that words in a textbook simply cannot. I would strongly encourage things like this to be brought back into the curriculum, because truly understanding history and the things that we need to avoid repeating requires real understanding of these kind of horrors. When our kids can imagine what it must have felt like for a slave with no freedom, or a person of color fighting for their civil rights, or a Jewish person being torn from their family and sent to a death camp, then it's really more likely that they aren't going to want to repeat that kind of hate and prejudice. And it's not just about relaying horrors of the past, but opening up our students' eyes to diversity and other cultures with art and positive experiences that are outside our bubble here, with field trips, guest speakers, performances. I'm aware of the recent climate survey for our middle school, as well as the recent assembly about hate crimes, and I think this is a really good start, but it says something that we're just only getting started now. While we live in a wonderful community and we pride our school district on being excellent in so many ways, academics, athletics, music, arts, I would hope that we care most about helping to shape excellent human beings, kids who will go out in the world and make it a better place just by being caring, decent people. I think that Mr. Parinello is an excellent example of someone who leads our children with an amazing, contagious spirit of positivity. He is always reminding kids at the Wading River School about treating others how you want to be treated. Our experience is that reminders and positive encouragement regarding character seem to drop off a bit in the middle school. We really need more of this for our kids as they continue to grow, and I look forward to hearing about what the middle school and high school administration have planned for doing this. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting? Tom, second. Megan, all in favor? 6-0. Thank you. Good evening.